Hello everyone, welcome back to Agri Farming. Today we are back with organic dates farming. A date palm is considered one of the fruit trees that belong to Palmaceae. Date palm is grown for its sweet edible fruits and is considered to be the oldest amongst the cultivated tree fruits. Dates are the fruit of the desert palm tree and belong to Ericaceae family. Is the oldest cultivated fruit tree in the world. It is one of the few crops that grow in desert. Date palms are extremely valued because they provide abundant food in a very harsh place. Now, let's get into the organic soil preparation for dates farming. There are no exact soil requirements, but for higher production sandy loams with proper drainage, good moisture absorbent capacity, and aeration are recommended. Date palms grow fairly well in high alkali and salty soil and water and need little maintenance. They are grown for shoots and generally begin bearing fruit within 4 to 8 years. Choose a location with full sun where soils are well draining. Date palms can also grow in sand or even clay soil. The tree is tolerant of drought but require plenty of water when flowering and fruiting. The pH value of soil should be between 7 to 8. It is better to avoid soils having hardened up to 2 meters below the soil layer. Now, let's see land preparation for planting organic date palms. Plow land thoroughly for 2 to 3 times and bring soil to fine tilt. After leveling of soil, dig pits of 1 meter by 1 meter by 1 meter size in a summer month. Keep open these pits for 2 weeks and then fill it with well-decomposed fertile soil and cow dung. Since the date palm trees are perennial and have long life of about 50 years, sufficient spacing between the plants is important. In the date palm cultivation, the square planting method is followed and a range of 8 meters between the rows is kept for proper intercultural operations and development in this process. In organic dates farming, the plant density is about 160 plants per hectare of land and 10% of these must be male offshoots to provide sufficient pollen grains as the dates are deciduous fruits. Let's see propagation of date palm plants. Date palms are propagated by seeds, vegetative and offshoots propagation. Propagation by seeds bring plants not knowing if they are female or male palms until they start flowering. Date palm seeds from the best varieties are planted in plastic bags in the nursery. Young seedlings must be transplanted to the farm field in monsoon season. This will be an expensive method of propagation involving labor and time. The tree is propagated either from suckers or from seeds. Offshoots that arise primarily near the base of the stem in the early years of the life of the palm. Offshoots are used for commercial plantings. When offshoots are 3 to 6 years old and have formed roots of their own, they are removed and planted. Palms begin to bear fruit in 4 to 5 years and reach full bearing at 10 to 15 years, yielding 40 to 80 kg or each more. Palms are well known to live as long as 150 years, but their fruit production decays, and in commercial culture, they are replaced at the earlier age. Date palm pollination. Date palms are protandric, which means that the male flowers are produced earlier than the females. For successful pollination to be guaranteed, commercial date palms are pollinated with the use of machinery or by hand. Hand pollination is done by cutting the male inflorescence from the palm and joining standards to the female inflorescence. On the other hand, the pollen is extracted and mixed with flower, and the mixture is then applied mechanically to the female flowers. Mechanical pollination is conducted with the aid of a small insecticide duster called as puffer. Now, let's get into the intercultural operations in date palm farming. First is date palm tree pruning. This consists of pruning of old and diseased leaves, removal of spines, cuttings of desirable inflorescence, and thinning of standard clusters or fruits. Usually, the number of leaves on the tree determines the number of retained inflorescence. An insufficient number of leaves affects fruit quality and decreases the number of mature fruits. The next is organic manure and fertilizer in date farm. In organic cultivation, fertilization strategies are based on green manure and compost. This strategy doesn't differ much from the traditional way of fertilizing date palms. Animal manure was applied by digging a trench around the tree to bury the animal manure. Nitrogen was provided by intercropping of alfalfa, the other appropriate leguminous plants. Organic cultivation systems require a sufficient supply with composted organic materials. Regularly, at least every 4 years, compost should be added to the date palm. For that reason, the compost must be bought into the soil around the stem. Regular application of organic material improves the water holding capacity and therefore the efficiency of irrigation. Sufficient organic manure for farmyard manure is applied at the time of land preparation of date palm cultivation. Water requirement for date palm tree. You have to irrigate until the trees are established. Once trees are established, you will rarely need to water them. Date palms prefer dry soil and excess moisture and can inhibit the growth of date palm tree. Tips for organic date palms farming. Apply organic manure in early spring. Fertilizers rich in potassium will be added advantage to the trees. Avoid over and frequent irrigation. Excess moisture in the soil can inhibit the growth of the tree. Avoid weeds growing around 5 feet radius from the tree base. Proper, timely pruning of leaves and thinning of fruits is recommended. Fruit branches or clusters should be tied to adjacent branches for support. Cover the fruit clusters with a net or bag to protect from birds and pests. Now, let's see one of the most important, that is organic pest and disease management in dates farming. Some of the commonly found disease in date palm is Camet's disease, black scorch disease, Diplodia disease, Graphiola leaf spot. The symptoms of these diseases are the brown-colored area on unopened spathes, partial or complete destruction of flowers. You can manage by good sanitation practices and maintenance of the plantation helps to control the disease. Diseased palms should be treated with Bordeaux mixture or appropriate copper-based fungicide after harvest and approximately 1 month before the emergence of the pods. You can prune out infected fruits, leaf bases and inflorescence and burn the material immediately. Pruning wounds must be protected by spraying a Bordeaux mixture. You can also disinfect all equipment regularly, protect pruning wounds and cuts with Bordeaux mixture and other appropriate copper-based fungicides. Some of the major pests are weevils, scales, and mites that can be controlled by keeping pheromone traps and application of neem seed extract. For date palm cultivation, natural and organic fertilizers are very important for the production of quality dates. This also raises the dates yield. It is recommended that the soil be supplemented with well-decomposed farmyard manure of 12 to 35 tons, which can be uploaded in early winter. Chemical NPK fertilizers should be applied in the 30:20:50 kg per hectare ratio and may be applied in March and April. Now, let's see how to harvest dates. Dates fruits start appearing from 3 to 4 years onwards. The date palm starts providing fruits within 3 to 4 years after planting. Some may even take 6 years to provide yield depending upon the cultivars. Based on date variety, the tree starts producing fruits and some may begin from 6 years onwards. Fruits can be harvested depending on market demand. Some of them will harvest when the fruits are immature, some may harvest when the fruits are half ripe, and some may harvest when the fruits are fully ripe. With improved growing conditions and under best organic farming practices, each tree can produce a yield of about 120 to 140 kg per fruits per tree. That's all folks for today. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe to this channel and please ring the bell button to notify you whenever new video is uploaded. Thank you for watching.